video which is part of the episode of my times at the Hyatt Regency, Atlanta. Traveling now on the 166 here, this beautiful Monday morning here, March 25th, and we're just gonna go through the place that I lived during those moments, or the beginning of my times at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. And it is on Campbellton Road, and this is the exit that you will exit to get there, and this is called Stanton Road. Well, this is also one of the places that I spent a good number of my times, actually my early times now here in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is the first place that I lived in, and most of my times at the Hyatt, particularly now the first, I can say, almost 5 years now, I was living in this neighborhood here. It is on Campbellton Road, and now we are on Stanton. We're just gonna take a quick view of this neighborhood here. This is also one of the areas that I really value and I really enjoy being around, besides now, of course, now College Park, where I am living at right now. Well, shortly I'll be arriving to the apartment, and it is called Harmony Plaza. For those of you who are familiar with Campbellton Road, this is Stanton Road. You exit and then you keep straight off the exit, and about 3/4 of a mile you will be arriving at the at Harmony Plaza. Like I said, this is one of the places that I always enjoy to visit here. Well, this is Plaza Lane. There are so many ways to get here, but we're gonna go through this route here, and this is Plaza Lane, a very nice neighborhood, and this is the shortest route from Stanton Road now to get to the apartment complex. These are also close by apartments now, and this is pretty much now the one that is next to Harmony Plaza. Okay, well, it seems as this is Harmony Plaza. This is the route that goes to the main entrance of the apartment. It's always a very nice neighborhood, and still now stayed a very nice neighborhood. Well, as you can see now, this is Harmony Plaza, and then I'll be back here shortly here. This is Harmony Plaza. It's a very quiet and a very nice neighborhood now. That's one thing I like about it. Surrounded by so many trees here, and a very quiet neighborhood. Alright, well, I just arrived here now. This is your host, Mr. Janha, and I bring to you the video for this part 1 of my 15 years times at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. Thank you very much. I'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the JF TV, again with your host, Ebou Janha. Today, Monday, March 25th, 2019. Well, this is the video for the episode of the over 15 years times, over 15 years of my times now with Hyatt Regency Atlanta. For now, those of you who are following my programs on the website, I am just providing the written version of this very interesting episode, my 15 years time at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. But I decided to also bring you the video of it, just to validate or pretty much now support here all of the facts here that I'm actually providing online. Well, this is Harmony Plaza, and It's 1871. This is the apartment complex which claimed my first residence when I arrived here in the United States, or actually when I arrived here in Georgia. And this is where I stayed during my times at the Hyatt, particularly my first 5 to 7 years at the Hyatt Regency. And this is a neighborhood also that I really value, and it means a lot to me. I always feel home when I come back to this neighborhood here, and of course my place in College Park too. Well, if I could remember, the gentleman who used to be the manager here when we arrived here, his name was Mr. Jefferson. And like I said, when I was here, I was with Mr. Alhaji Bow, Patem Bow, and also Fafi Sise, who arrived here to Atlanta approximately about a year before me. But we lived here and then shared this apartment here, and the responsibilities now of the apartments here were shared by us here. At this apartment, I used to live and walk toward Shamrock, which is just behind this apartment. And then just next to Shamrock, that's where the bus stop is, where I used to walk to every day, and then get on bus number 83, which pretty much now services the Campbellton area here to Oakland City. And from Oakland City, I will get on the Mata train and then head north to Peachtree Center, where I would get out of, and then walk my way to the Hyatt Regency. Well, if time allows here, shortly this morning I might be heading to Peachtree Center and then provide coverage on that Mata station, and then later, if possible, bring to you some of this coverage now that will cover the Hyatt Regency Atlanta, where I stayed, where I worked now for over 15 years. A company also that means a lot to me, where I met great individuals, folks whom I also consider my family members, whom we were joined together, we were united by the company now. Well, this is your host, Mr. Janha, and again, this is Harmony Plaza. This is the apartment where I lived first when I arrived here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the main entrance. Shortly here, I'll be driving around and head to the apartment itself, and then from here I might be heading to some part of Campbellton Road. This is your host, Mr. Jang. I thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the program. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Janga, and now we are here at Campbellton Road, and like I said now, this is Harmony Plaza. This is my first residence, where I stayed at now during my arrival here, or when I arrived here in Atlanta, Georgia here. As you can see here, this gate here, this is something recent. This was not here. There was no barrier or no wall between Shamrock here, which is this next apartment here, and Harmony Plaza. We used to walk through this gate here. This was just pretty much open, and we used to walk through here and then head now to Shamrock, and then walk through Shamrock now, go and then get the bus on Campbellton Road, and then head to Harmony Plaza. Well, to get to my apartment where I used to live in, this is the route. You enter the apartment. This is the main entrance, and then pretty much make a left turn here, and then once you make a left here, now you drive all the way to the end there, and the very last building on the left there, that's where I used to live with my folks here. Okay. Okay, all right. Well, this is Mr. Janha here, and like I said now, this is the apartment here. The number is not here, but this is 1871 Plaza Lane. I'm not sure if the number remains the same or the number had been changed. But when we were here, this used to be a green door, and it was pretty much numbered at the very top of the door, and the number was, or and I believe it's still now, 1871 Plaza Lane, and this is apartment number D1, and this is the building here, as you can see. We used to occupy D1. From here, we used to, before driving now, we used to walk around, like I said, walk through Samrock apartments, and then behind Samrock or next to Samrock on Campbellton Road. That's where we used to pick up the bus and then head towards, or head to Oakland City, where we pretty much now take the Mother train and then head to the P3 Center station, where I can easily walk to the Hyatt. This is your host, Mr. Janha. Again, I thank you all for tuning in. If time allows, I'll bring to you now part of the area we used to be at Oakland City and also P3 Center. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, this is Plaza Lane, and this door here to the far right, at the very top here, is where I used to live during my early times here in Atlanta, Georgia here. And like I said, it's building D, and the number used to be number 1, and it was 1871 Plaza Lane apartment D1. Well, like I said, when we first arrived here, the manager who used to handle, or who used to manage this building here, I was a great gentleman. His name was, or I believe he's still Mr. Jefferson. During those times here, there was pretty much now a high level or high presence now of people who originally now come from the Gambia in this neighborhood. In those days now, it were not that many people own properties or buy houses. Most of them were residing in some of these apartments. And because of the fact that this area also was close to the Oakland City train station, it did attract many residents who originally come from the Gambia. Again, this is Mr. Janha. Like I said, this building here, this door here, at the top here to the right, which is D1, is my place that I used to live. This is also part of the city that I value a lot. I always feel home when I come to this side of town, which is pretty much now Campbellton Road. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned shortly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JFTV. Today I am here at Campbellton Road, and like I said, now this is where I was at when I first arrived here in Atlanta, Georgia. This was my first residence. Well, I bring to you this episode of the over 15 years times at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. I brought to you the written version of it on the website, and I decided to also include a video now on this wonderful documentary. Well, at that top there, this is the apartments here. Like I said, this is 1871 Plaza Lane, and for some reason now the doors here now are brown, the color of the doors, but when we arrived here, it was a green door, and we lived at the unit number D1, 1871 Plaza Lane, apartment D1. Well, like I said, the manager here used to be Mr. Jefferson. This used to register high presence of people from the Gambia originally. Like I said, in those days now, not that many folks around here now own homes or own properties like now. As a result, many of the Gambians who were pretty much now residing here in Atlanta, Georgia now, the good number of them used to live at this place here. Right across it is also another apartment here, and then here at the corner here, at the very top there, this used to be occupied now by a good friend of mine who still remains a friend, and his name is Mahmoud Jallo. I cannot remember now what his apartment unit number is, but this is at the very corner here, and this is where I met Mahmoud Jallo. He used to occupy this apartment here, which is at the top. Alright, well, this is your host, Mr. Janha with JFTV, and now I am departing or exiting now Harmony Plaza, and this is the main route here. It is still now a very quiet neighborhood, and like I said, I just like the geographical locality of this apartment. It is surrounded by many trees here, and it's very quiet, and that is Sam Rock's apartment, which is right across from it. Like I said, this fence here was not here when we used to live here. This is where we used to walk through now, and then past Sam Rock's, and then get to Campbellton Road, where we normally, or where I normally pick bus number 83. All right. Well, here to the right is the leasing office here, which is pretty much now to the right. And like I said, when we were here, it was under a gentleman named Mr. Jefferson. And yes, this is Harmony Plaza right here. A very quiet and nice neighborhood. I always enjoy it when I come to this side of town here. And this is the street now that connects down to Stanton Road. Well, this is your host, Mr. Janha. A nice neighborhood. It's not that bad. Pretty quiet. There were so many Gambians who used to live here. Well, usually this is the route that I used to take when I come from Harmony Plaza before the gate was established here. And you can see this is Samrock Apartments. We used to walk through here and then make a right here on Honeysuckle here, and then pretty much now find our way or walk through this part here. This is the part that I used to walk now to get to the bus stop. Yeah, this is Samrock Apartments. There were so many Gambians also, or people who originally come from the Gambia. Now most of them now became United States citizens, now live here, but this is the apartment that many of them now used to live in. All right, this is now Samrock, and just few meters from here you will arrive to the intersection of, or the point here where we used to take the bus around here. All right, I arrived here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, well, now we are at Samrock's apartment. Samrock Garden Homes, and this is also one of the apartment complex very close to Harmony Plaza. Now, if you walk through this section here, back here, you would get now Harmony Plaza. And we're going to zoom here. Actually, this is the bus here. Let's just go ahead and zoom bus number 83, like I was just talking about. This is bus number 83 here, the one that we normally take now to go to Samrock apartment. We used to take this bus here in 1997. Take the bus to Auckland City, and from Auckland City now, Victory Center Station. We zoom back here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, this is Mr. Janha, JFTV here. I am at Auckland City here, train station, and this is bus number 83. Back in 1997, this is the bus that I used to ride from Harmony Plaza at this destination here. And then from here, I will walk through here and then head to Victory Center. Well, this was in 1997, and you can see this is the bus that still now, up to this day, is servicing the folks or the residents of Campbellton Road here. Well, it is a short ride, but this is a very reliable bus here. If you are living in Campbellton Road, you can rely on MARA for transportation. Services here is very frequent and very reliable. Shortly, I'll be taking them by a vehicle now and we'll be heading to Victory Center Station, where I will also cover the train station where I normally get out and then walk to the Hyatt Well, this is your host, Ebou Janha, and today I am here at Oakland City train station, and this is walk number 83. This is just a very quick tour of the train station here, which is Oakland City train station here, and that's the bus here, and it's one of the biggest train stations. Like I said, now here parking here is complimentary. Like you see here, there are a lot of people who park their vehicles here, take the train to walk and then come back here. Very, very, very comfortable. This is Oakland City train station. You're up to where you can pick up the train here. And yes, this is Mr. Janha with JFTV from Oakland City. Just head north. Pretty much get out of Victory Center. Alright, well, when you get here now, you can go pretty much south or north, and this is pretty much the northbound. And in those days, when I get here, I will pick up a train now that heads north. And from Oakland City, I believe next stop here would be Western. And then once you pass Western, you go to Garnet Station. Garnet Station is followed by 5 Points, and then right after 5 Points is Victory Center Station. And from Victory Center, you can just pretty much now walk up to the Hyatt Regency, or you can pretty much now walk to the Marriott Marquis, which is just about a block or a couple of blocks from Victory Center. Well, this is your host with JFT. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Ebou Janha with JFT, and I bring to you an episode of my over 15 years time Hyatt Regency here in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, I just left Oakland City, and then Harmony Plaza, which is pretty much now the train station that I normally get out of once I take the bus during those days. Bus number 83 to the train station, and then once I leave Oakland City, I pretty much now head north to one of the modern trains now. This train station here called Victory Center Station. This is Victory Center here, and this is the closest train station now to the Marriott Marquis and also to the Hyatt Regency. Well, during my early times at the Hyatt, particularly the first 5-10 years, this is the train station that I normally get out of. Walk on this escalators now, and then walk to the Hyatt Regency. Well, it's very convenient, and like I said, if you're in the Campbellton area now, any part of that Campbellton location, the MARA buses or trains services are pretty much comfortable and convenient. Well, I brought to you the written version of my over 15 years times with the Hyatt Regency, and I decided to validate that with this video here. Today, this is Victory Center Station, and shortly I'll be heading to the Hyatt Regency. Maybe I might have the opportunity now to speak to some of the Hyatt associates there, or what we used to call Hyatt family members, folks who I work with at the Hyatt for 20 years here. Well, this is your host, Mr. Janha, and I am here at Peachtree Center Station, which is the closest train station now to the highway. Alright, now I am still here. This is still part of Peachtree Center here. And then this is the escalators now. That really goes up here. And then way up there you can get to the other sets of escalators rather. And then to Peachtree Center. Well, once I get off the train now, this is the escalators that I normally take here, or either sometimes these stairs here. Sometimes take these stairs, walk up now to Peachtree Center, and I believe that is. Let's check out. That is one of the model trains now that just arrived. This is the one heading north here. Yeah, this is one of the model trains here. Well, once I arrive here, usually I will either take the stairs here. These are the stairs that goes up, or pretty much the escalators, or sometimes the elevators, which is pretty much easier or more comfortable. And then I usually just switch to the right here. Just going to proceed here. Let's see where we're going. Yep, and then this is the route here that I normally take here, and then these sets of escalators here. These are the escalators that normally goes way up to Peachtree Center, and then from Peachtree Center you can just pretty much now walk to the highway. All right, let's get on the escalators here. All right, these are one of the longest sets of escalators here with mother here. And then this is my mother here. Mother is very comfortable and convenient here as a means of transportation. Okay, this is way now pick up. And once I get to the top there, usually we just make a right at the shopping center and then go through the stairs now to get to the Hyatt employee entrance. Alright, now let's do that now here. Yeah, these are the escalators here, and that is almost way down there, and then almost here to the top. This is the daily routine here during my times at the Hyatt Regency, especially the first 15 years. Alright, we're almost here. Okay, this is the top of the escalator, and then normally we just make a right here, and then there's a small shopping center or a mall which is now connected, which connects the Hyatt pretty much now to the train station. Alright, from Peachtree Center I usually just walk through here, and this goes to a mall, and then the mall pretty much connects to Hyatt Regency Atlanta. And then this is a huge shopping center here where people come and then shop around. But what I normally do is I just walk through here and then walk right. Well, this is the P3 Center Mall. It's connected to the Hyatt Regency here, and then usually you can get to the Hyatt through here. This is now a connection to the Hyatt right here through this mall, but we're gonna go through the employees entrance. All right. Okay.
Was it lettered?
All right. Well, the entrance should be right this direction here. Let's see. If it is not changed, this is normally the route that I normally take every day here. Let's see. Okay. Yes. And from the mall, which is right here, from the mall, that's the mall. I will just walk through here, and then this is the stairs that normally that I take now to get to the Hyatt employee entrance. This is the stairs here, and you can take the stairs and then walk through here to get to the Hyatt. Okay, let's get to the Hyatt back entrance. It is a long shot of stairs also here. But on my daily route, this is the stairs that I take once I leave the P3 Center Mall from P3 Center Station. All right. Okay, these stairs here are kind of long here. Let's zoom back it up. Again, this is the stairs that connects to the mall here, the P3 Center Mall, which pretty much now connects to the Mother's P3 Center Station. All right, just gonna get to the stairs here, and there we go. This is the daily route. Okay, and right here. Right here now, this is Hyatt. This is the Hyatt Regency Atlanta here, which is at the intersection of Peachtree Street and also Peachtree Center. Once I get on the bus and then to Peachtree Center, I come through the stairs here, which I just covered. Let's just go through the stairs here. The stairs that I normally get on and then walk myself or walk my way to the Hyatt. And let's get back. Yep, that's the Hyatt Regency here, and across from it here, pretty much now the Marriott Marquis Hotel. For over 15 to 20 years now, this is the daily routine. Get on the bus by Capuchin Road, which is more number 83, and then take the bus to Oakland City train station, and then from Oakland City, I come to Peachtree Center Station, and from Peachtree Center, I pretty much come out the stairs and walk my way to get to the Hyatt. All right, well, this is Hyatt here, right here. Pretty much that's the Hyatt Regency Atlanta here. We're going to stop by here and then walk through the employees entrance. See here? Yeah, this is the employee entrance now. Here, let's view. This is P3 Center. And then next to the Hyatt here is the Marriott Marquis. But I usually walk here and then get to the Hyatt. Okay? All right, this is the Hyatt main entrance here. This is the Hyatt employee entrance. And once I arrive here, usually I walk through here. I've been during my times here. This is the employee entrance now. Every day this is the routine. And through this doors here, we walk through here and then get to work now, where we take care of the guests here. Again, this is your host, Mr. Janha, host of the JFTV, and I bring to you the episode of my over 15 years period here with Hyatt Agency Atlanta. I just left Oakland City, History Center, walked through the History Center Mall, and now I am here at this Hyatt Agency. Shortly I'll get in here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Janha. I am here at Hyatt Agency Atlanta, and pretty much now at the locker room here. Well, my entire times at the Hyatt, this is the locker room here, where I will walk in as soon as I get to the hotel, and of course walk to my locker room, and then change, get on my uniform, and then head back to work. Well, today I'm just lucky enough to be with one of the great gentlemen here, one of the wonderful Hyatt family members here, Mr. Dave, who also works at room service, an individual that I have known for many years. David, it's a pleasure seeing you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you are now at JFTV now with your host. I know you've been with Hyatt for many years. Since I started here at the Bell stand, you were here and you still remain Hyatt employee working at room service.
Yes.
Well, share with us now, from your own perspective now, what is it like working for one of the biggest hotels in the hotel, and in the state rather, and working for one of the companies that really value their employees?
Oh, it's wonderful.
What is your experience with the Hyatt, Mr. Dave?
It's just wonderful. We make a lot of money and we meet all kinds of famous people.
Okay. All right, share with us, Dave, now, besides room service now, did you
I
hold
worked
any...
in several different departments.
Okay, share with us now, besides room service, where else did you work at?
I worked in the Polaris for a while, which is the revolving restaurant. I worked banquet once in a while. And I worked in the food storeroom and delivery place, where the food comes in from trucks and gets delivered to restaurants and food outlets. So I've worked in about 5 different departments.
Okay. Well, besides this Hyatt Agency Atlanta here, because I know most of the employees also I met here transferred from another Hyatt now, either from within Georgia or from another state. Did you come here from another Hyatt, another state, or you started at Hyatt?
You know, I started working at Hyatt many years ago, and then transferred from department to another department, and then I also worked in additional departments, but did not transfer to those departments.
Okay. Well, Dave, quickly now, I met you here at the Hyatt, but share with us now, where are you from? Are you from Georgia?
No, I'm from a small town in New York State, north of New York City. I'm from a small country town, Lake Mayberry, north of New York City.
Dave, you also work briefly. I'm now putting together this documentary here now. My over 15 years time with Hyatt Regency Atlanta.
Yes.
And I mentioned Alhaji Bo, who is also a friend and a brother of mine, who worked at room service now at some point here at Hyatt. Do you remember or recall
His name was what now?
Alhaji Bo?
Yes, I remember him.
Okay, working with you at room service?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Dave, I thank you very much. It is a pleasure meeting you again, and I wish you all the best, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. But ladies and gentlemen, that's Dave here, a wonderful gentleman. I have known him for over 20 years. He is also one of the most dedicated Hyatt employees here. Works with room service, and he's still here now with the company. Thank you very much.
Thank
Dave.
you.
All right. Well, this is the locker room here. Now we're going to go ahead to my locker, the one that I used to own personally. Well, I have seen here that they have definitely renovated this place here. During my times, there was no TV here, but now I have seen that there's a TV here. This is great, well renovated. Well, this used to be my locker room here. If I can remember here, it has to be this. this locker room number here, which is number 100. Number 100. This was my my locker room here. I remember back in the days here, and I'm not sure if it is assigned to somebody here, but this used to be my locker room here.